So we all watched today while 59 white South Africans made their way into Dulles Airport via a State Department chartered plane. They're already getting their little benefits before they even get over here, y'all. Look at that. They said that they were being met by violence in their country, and they were able to fast track them through the refugee process. But what's still on pause is that process for Sudan and the Republic of the Congo, where actual violence is occurring. Exactly. They were met by Chris Landau and Troy Edgar with a whole little celebration. And Landau is probably the one that y'all are seeing in those clips. But he was like, the refugee pause was subject to exemptions from the very beginning. He was like, this, many of y'all didn't know that, but that it was absolutely there. Now, this is definitely from what he was saying earlier when he was, trying to backtrack his ass all the way back there with Teddy Ripson. But yeah. But he was saying it's especially, available when refugees can be assimilated easily into our country, aka they white, and we won't notice that they here. That's just what he's trying to say. Now, if y'all want to talk about who's stealing the jobs and stealing the land, there you go, because they absolutely are getting ready to do what is called a resettlement. But he did say that they had harrowing stories, and just so much violence and all the things. They were basically being told no, and that they had to give that land up that they were on because they absolutely, just like the first friend, benefited through apartheid and had not been holding up their end of being an actual citizen. So their government was doing what was right, like we should do to the Tulsa victims, because there's still a couple of them still available here that they would like to have something set up for their descendants and things, because we stole that land so long ago and all the things that happened. Absolutely. And all these other black farmers that are having their land stolen. Yeah. But go figure. Because again, on February 7th, Don Don said that they would be resettled. So basically, they're going to come over here and steal some land. Because if you remember back into the times of Christopher Columbus, where he was talking about all the settlements and all the things. So yeah, if they're going to resettle, what y'all think they're going to do? So all them little people that's getting deported, and he was talking about, he was only going to do the criminals and stuff. And it's some of these people who had like houses and all the things. What y'all think going to happen? Bet y'all are really regretting those votes now, huh? Now, he was like, because it just made no sense that they just had a shocking disregard for their citizens' rights and that they were escaping race-based discrimination and discriminatory property confiscation. I know, stares implacably, because I know you fucking lying. But anyways, that farmers are being killed, and we absolutely have to do something to help these white ass people from being told no, because they ain't used to that, and then having to give up the shit they stole, because that's not right. Because if you let Miller tell it, he said this is the textbook case of how it's supposed to be, that we're supposed to let these people who have been unfairly treated in their country to come over here. Now, again, never mind the fact that you have people in actual refugee camps that are escaping violence, that are still waiting for a process to get them into the country so they can be safe from actual violence. Now, the Episcopal Church said, because they tried to get them some monies and was like, hey, can you help? They was like, no, at the end of this fiscal year, which is very soon, they're like, we are shutting this down because you said that we can't really help migrants that we've really been helping that have actual, violence against them. No, because, they live in dangerous conditions. This ain't dangerous. This is just the fact that you ain't used to being told no. There's a difference. So I'm pretty sure he's about to go hard in the paint on them, because, he don't like to be told no, further reinforcing this point here. But y'all, America's not a real place, and it absolutely won't, because they are trying anything they can to make sure that they do not slip in the minority. Do you hear me? Little do they know they're already there, but I mean,